Welcome, Field Home Farm Sessions, episode 274, coming at you live from Guelph, Ontario. Why is my voicemail on? I don't know what's going on, but anyways, welcome. It is Saturday, December 6th, Guelph, Ontario, at my daughter's hockey tournament. Just rolling in. She plays at 10 o'clock, and it's been an exciting few days. I haven't talked to you guys for a long time, but I thought I better get a podcast done because there's so many people, KJ, Hebe Jen, that want to hear an updated podcast, BC Girl, Dirty Mike, and I haven't done one for a while, so I had fall work getting done, chickens getting out, I'll talk about that, daughter's hockey in Guelph, I'm just sitting in the parking lot in my truck watching the girls go into the arena. Exhibition Park Arena. I'm sorry, Emmett and Mrs. Foster, but holy shit, it is a fucking cold arena. Oh my goodness. Cold, cold, cold on everything. It is I don't know how old it is. It's got to be like a couple hundred years old because it is something else, but there's a nice warm area upstairs that's pretty comfortable, but we are playing the Waterloo Ravens, or my daughter's playing the Waterloo Ravens in the third game of the round robin. She played Guelph yesterday morning at 11 o'clock. They tied 0-0, which was not ideal. It's better than a loss, but they played a lot better than the Guelph team. They just could not get players in front of the net to create traffic, to give the goalie a bit of a distraction, and she could see all the pucks and made all the saves. And I think our goalie had maybe 2 or 3 shots and saved those. So yeah. Anyway, 0-0. And then we drove around, tried to go to Beer Town in Guelph, and it was packed on a Friday afternoon, like really packed, which is crazy, I guess, but it seems to be the place to be. And where did we end up? At the Chalet and the Festive Special. I don't know if that's my third or fourth. I think it's my fourth Festive Special. Awesome, awesome. Get out there and have the Festive Special. It is Sport Chicken Farmers. Went back to the hotel, and yes, KJ knows, and everybody knows we're staying in Milton, which is a bit of a hike, 32-minute drive. Not ideal, but wasn't awful once you get there. Have a few toddies. It's a nice hotel with a pool. I should say it's a hotel. It's not the best, but. And KJ, where does she get to stay? Delta. So yes, last night, I'll get into the second game in a minute. I had to tell you the second game. So the second game, they won 4-0. There was a girl, Hatch, that's the team captain. She was sick and had a fever yesterday morning, so didn't play, and then she played yesterday afternoon. She wasn't 100%, but really good player. And then another player, this Harold, one of the dads I get along with and talk, KJ, are you live listener? I am doing a live show in my truck on the phone. I just thought I'd say, fuck it, I'm going to do a live show. KJ, you're the best. You won this morning, and Emmett entered the studio. Holy crap. I didn't know this phone thing works, so I just I took a shot at it. Emmett, I was just going to talk about you guys in a minute. So anyways, one of the parents were staying in Milton. Milton doesn't suck. It's not ideal, but it doesn't suck. So yeah, we stayed in Milton. So it's technically you get on the 401, you go west. That's Guelph. And this parent, all of a sudden it's on the team chat and says, "We're going to be late. We went to the wrong arena." It's like, you did what? I don't really care about it that much because I don't look at WhatsApp that much. KJ, I read your text. I know you saw Miss Foster. Where's Mystery? So I know you're excited. Just KJ, your head's about to explode. You're just so much excitement. You seen us last night and Miss Foster this morning, and just oh, pardon me, unedited. Hold on. So yes, they won 4-0. This parent went to the wrong arena, so we joked like hell. They went to Exhibition Arena in Etobicoke instead of going to Exhibition Arena in Guelph. So yeah, we were joking with him, but they got here. But he's a good sport. He goes, "Why the fuck would she put it on the team chat?" I said, "Well, we would have found out eventually." So, right after the game, we drove to the Guelph to wherever the Storm plays in the Sleeman Center, and see, I just got another team chat. at the Sleeman Center, which was kind of a shit show to park, but we did find a spot, and we didn't have to pay KJ either. And next thing you know, I'm sitting there. Mystery entered the live studio. Mystery, you're missing. You should have been in Guelph for all the festivities. I'm talking live on the phone. I'm hoping it's coming through loud and clear because it's not ideally what I usually do it on. But I said, you guys need a podcast. So, oh, there's Coach Scott. He's going in. Coach Scott likes to drink straight rye. Holy crap. And then he got some ice out of the ice machine last night, and he said, there, I put some mix in it, so screw you guys. I just drinking straight rye. It's like, oh my God. But the parents had a crowd. If I'm going to go in there, I said last night we're up there drinking in the hall, and we got kicked down to another part of the hall because we were loud. And I said I go to the washroom, and then I just left. I went to bed. That's how I roll. I just exit and say see you later. I can't do that what I was used to. I don't know how many I had, like a few. What's Mystery saying? Sounds really good. What sounds really good? The straight rye? Well, he was getting, Coach Scott is a very serious guy, like nice guy, but serious. Like, I don't know how many dirty jokes I can throw at him. I'm trying to gauge his personality, but he was starting to get a little bit happy last night, and it was funny. So anyways, we go to the Sleeman Center, we park. Parking's a shit show. End up there. Really nice arena, except for that sponsorship banner around the arena kept lighting up and going dark. Anyways. And next thing you know, I'm sitting there, the team's sitting there, and who comes up behind me and gives me a big smack was KJ. So KJ and her daughter and a couple other players, mothers and whatnot, came to the game. KJ and her boyfriend, too. Your connection, the oddcast. What's that mean? There you go. Next, you know, KJ and her boyfriend, / husband, were there, and it was a great surprise. And next thing you know, Emmett Foster and his daughter Mary comes in, and I think Mary, I was looking, I said Mary looks a lot like my oldest daughter Alexis. I don't know, they got a similar look, other than the height factor, but they got a similar look. Maybe because they're the oldest girls in the family. I don't know. Hopefully Alexis goes to university and goes to be a vet too, like your daughter Mary, Emmett. That'd be awesome. But Emmett came. We had a couple beers. Emmett has great seasons tickets. He didn't want to sit where I was sitting because we just had not as good as a seats. And Emmett, you do have really good seats. I gotta hand you that. No reaction, KJ, from seeing you. Like, come on. Anyways, next thing you know, we're sitting there and half the team leaves like after the second period. I'm like, why would you leave? Like, you paid the whatever it is, $32 to see the game. Why would you leave? Anyways, I went with another guy, and next thing you know, halfway during the third, they're like, we're gonna go. I'm like, what? Why are we going? That's why you gotta drive yourself and you can do what you want. So anyways, we kind of coaxed the other parents in to stand to the almost, KJ, I know you left too, but whatever. You had an 8:30 a.m. game. That's a little more understandable. And so we stayed till there was like 40 seconds left. The Storm were winning, and then Emmett says the Storm won. I said, well, I heard, just as we were leaving, we heard the crowd cheer, so we knew that the Storm scored again, so that was pretty good. So I got back to the hotel. Yes, the kids too late to swim because the pool was closed. I don't know why you close the pool at the hotel. They don't have lifeguards there anyways, but whatever. So yes, I'll go back. The chicken crop. Oh, I got some hearts. Who is that from? I don't know. I got call-ins too. I can call in here. I was reading something before. It says, that was Emmett saying like the show. It was about do not use racial comment, religious content, something else on my phone. That was a live. I think I've done one live show in the past, like a couple years ago, but, KJ, I'm getting up to 10 minutes just rambling on. You imagine if I was a public speaker and actually talked a little slower and just dragged it out a bit and had some pauses like this. Anyways, getting back, so it was a rougher chicken crop to say the least, with different feed line problems and my wife doing some chores and whatnot. And I said the chickens are going out, and she goes, fucking awesome. She was, it wasn't awful. Nothing bad happened. It was just a couple feed line hiccups and a couple water line hiccups right at the start, and nothing serious. And I think a couple of those things you have to, it sounds bad, but you have to learn to get used to, raising the chickens. So anyways, the chickens went out one night, one barn, one night the other barn, which isn't ideal. I like them to go out. Oh, there's Lappy's mom down there. She's a very vocal person on the chat, like a lot of unnecessary shit that doesn't matter. And one of those moms, funny, nice person, but a lot of unnecessary chat. They need a serious hockey chat, and then they need a bullshit chat where the moms can just talk about whatever. And so yeah, the one barn, it's ideal to get them all out at once, but then you're up all night too. But then the one night they went out at 3 a.m. or the one morning they went out at 3 a.m. And I told KJ all the ins and outs of what's happened, and it wasn't an ideal catch. Let's put it that way. I do not want to publicly state what happened on different things. It just was not an ideal crew that caught them. They were slow. It wasn't ideal. It wasn't the most humane ways, and they're going to get talked to and probably suspended and not come to my place ever again. Let's put it that way. Ended that. Wasn't ideal, but the chickens are gone. Got the barn clean. Got the plowing done. I don't know why you say yippee on this show, but I got the plowing done. That's all done. Field work's done. Plows away. Now tractor's got a few hiccups. It's got to get fixed. Oil leaks and whatnot, and PTO not working, and the coolant's leaking. It is just a trifecta of shit on my big tractor, but we'll see. My son says trade it in. I said, yeah, well, we'll see what happens. I don't think that I want to spend like $600,000 on a newer tractor, so we'll see what happens. Might spend a couple hundred and trade it in, but we'll see. Got the plowing done. My mom had an appointment. She says, can you take me to the appointment? I said, can I be your last resort? It's not that I didn't want to take her, but I wanted my plowing done and whatnot. I said, can I be your last resort? And then my wife had another appointment, and thank goodness she got home and got it done. It wasn't like I didn't want to take her. I would have took her like next week. I got almost a full slate of emptiness, just little things here and there, nothing serious. I got lots of time to take her wherever she wants. That was not the ideal day, but she got there. Everything went well. And the only reason she didn't want to drive because we had a shit ton of a snowstorm. Not a shit ton of snow like UKJ and whatnot, but just it was snowing like crazy. The roads weren't ideal. My mom's 80. She does not like to drive in those kind of conditions. So my wife got her there. Great. It was done. Got the plowing done, everything else. And then the chickens went out that night again. So the next barn, and it was a little more ideal catch. It was a longer catch. If those who don't know, like a lot of times they'll bring 2 trucks at once, and they'll load the 2 trucks at once with 2 crews, like 15 people come in the barn, and they're doing the barn. They'll catch at the far door, and they go 1, 2, 3 with the one truck, and then 1, 2, 3 doors with the other truck, and they load them up, and they're done in like 2 hours, those 2 trucks, and then another hour and a half for the other truck. Gone, bing and bang, boom. So the next night was 3 trucks singular. So 1 truck, 2 hours, 1 truck, 2 hours, 1 truck, 2 hours. So it was a bit of a long haul. I looked at the crew and I said, oh, this is what pissed me off the most, but I know I have my opinion podcast of being pissed off, but whatever. I have my new barn has a smaller office, a smaller room where I do my podcast. It's just smaller. It's not ideal. I like to keep it clean. I said to the main guy who it does not speak the best English, which I think sometimes is an excuse because you fucking listen to what I'm saying. I said, go to the other barn. It's got warm water. I said, you can put all your stuff in there and change and whatnot. And he says, oh, yeah. Goes over there, changes. So I said, okay, you guys got under control. I watched them for a bit, went back to bed for about 4 or 5 hours because I knew I had this tournament the next day and this weekend. I didn't want to be like really tired. And I look out, wake up at 5:30, look out, have a coffee, and they're in my new barn office. I said, you fucking, go out there. I didn't say I started yelling, but it was a very, not yelling, but not quiet. It was a very structured tone, and I really meant was get the fuck out of this office. And I said, you guys, you're not supposed to be in here. Get out of here. And they're like looking at me. I said, get out. Go to the other barn. I said, or you can not go out. You can just stand outside. So they went out anyways, and they were almost done. So what not? That was that. And then they're gone. So I just shut the lights off, got rid of humanely euthanized the chickens that were left, and shut the lights off and drove to Guelph to Exhibition Park Arena. Saw Mrs. Foster. KJ was having a nice talk with Miss Foster today, and KJ says they won this morning. Their game must have been the Guelph Storm influence last night, and they play at 5:00, correct, KJ? And we play at 5 or 6 o'clock today. I forget what time. I no, I shouldn't say I don't forget, but they haven't scheduled us the exact time. Yes, mystery. No, you actually just you cervically dislocate the neck, so it's one of those things. Mystery has 109 hearts. Look at that, Mystery. You're way up there again with the hearts. KJ liked the show. Oh, KJ. So yes, we play at 5 or 6, depending on. You think they'd have it already, but I don't know if there's a consolation final and then a final. That would be good, because when we had the Sharks Fest, it was just you had the final and the losers are the losers and they go home. So that was the way they had it here. Maybe there's a consolation. Consolation plays at 5 and the champions play at 6. So let's hope if they win today. If they win, they will be in the finals. But this Waterloo's got a good team, so we'll see what happens. It's all about. Oh, there's our trainer up in the window looking at me. Hi, trainer. Hi, Julie. Her name is Julie Valentine. And the first time I talked to her, and she had a good personality, I said, "You know what your name sounds like?" She goes, "Yes, yes, yes. I know it sounds like a porn name." Like, I didn't have to say it. She said it. I was like, well. She goes, "Yeah, I know." Julie Valentine, and that is that. What time is my first game today? It's 11 o'clock, so that's why I'm sitting in the truck at 10 after 10. I got my daughter here at 10 to 10. We had a... oh, there you go. She's a lovely person, Mystery. Let's put it that way. Very a teacher. Lovely person. Excuse me. Donna's still at the hotel. Come on, KJ. We woke up at the hotel today. My daughter is up and she's doing whatever. And I said, go have a shower. I'm not showering. I said, okay, whatever. I did. And so we're in Milton on Highway 25, the Best Western, just off the 401. And I type in, because I know Sargent Farms, where my chickens go, is in Milton. So I typed in my WhatsApp and I said Sargent Farms. It was 1.6 kilometers in Milton. So you go down. Emmett will know this. He knows Milton. So does Mystery pretty good. So 25. You go straight south out the 401 on 25 and you hit Main Street, and that's like the Main Street Milton and your old buildings and your shops, and that's the Main Street. You turn there, make another right. Next thing you know, you're at this little shithole of a processing plant of Sargent's. I'm going to have to find out way more information about this plant, because I'm sure as shit they cannot process that many chickens in one night at that place, because it has a store at the front, which you buy your halal chicken. I think there's a priest or a rabbi or somebody doing a blessing on my chicken and makes halal, whatever. And Hebe Jen will know all about that halal. No, I'm just kidding, Hebe. So there's like a little processing plant in the middle of town. Now, mind you, they are building one. Sunrise Poultry out of BC, British Columbia, bought the Sargent's plant. So now they're going to build a plant out near Woodstock, and they're in the process of doing that. And I think the shovels are in the ground, but I don't know what that means yet. I don't think they're doing any building yet, but they're starting. So I could talk for another. You can call in, anybody. We can talk and talk and talk. KJ, come on, give me a call. Emmett, are you coming to watch my daughter to play today? You said you might, so you must have chores done at 11 o'clock. Come on, Exhibition Place, Exhibition Park Arena. KJ, what are you doing for lunch? Are you going for Swiss Chalet special, festive special? Mister, you should come up and watch some hockey. There is the odd hot single mom up here, I think. Why didn't I stay in Guelph? Mystery. That is a great question. And if you ask too many questions, guess what? You're the manager next year, because apparently I didn't get the full facts. He said the Guelph tournament hosts they book all these hotels, they block hotels, and apparently all the hotels in Guelph are full because KJ's daughter's playing and there's other divisions playing. I guess all the hotels are full. This was the next hotel that was available, apparently. I don't make the rules. It also could be because the Delta hotel is about $240 a night, and the Fairfield, I think, is like $160 a night. So maybe that could play into it, something like that. I don't know, but it wasn't ideal, but it's only 31 minutes away, so it's not too bad. Somebody's pointing at me, but I don't think that's she's going to come ruin my podcast, but no, I don't know who that is, so they're not coming to see me. So many hearts, so many hearts. I'm over 20 minutes I haven't heard Autumn L in this podcast for a long time, but anyways, yes, Mister, I might go see my brother today because my daughter hasn't seen him for a long time. So I did mention. Now we're brothers. We don't hate each other. We don't love each other. We don't hate each other. So I mentioned to him about. I sent him the list and I said, if you want to come watch, your niece is playing, Ruby's playing at these times. So he said, Mister, you're gonna love this. He goes, I'm pretty busy today, but I'll see what happens tomorrow. So whatever. I don't know what that means. I put it out there, and it is what it is. So we will see. On that note, if I can get out of here, I don't know if I can get out of this. How do you get out of this podcast? But thanks you for listening, KJ, Mystery. There you go, Mystery. I'm going to see if I can get out of this podcast. It doesn't look like I can get out that much. Oh, where is your music? Oh, hold on, KJ. Let's go background music. Add music. Here we go. Hold on. We're gonna add it right now. Just for KJ. Oh, let's hear. Come on. Why isn't it KJ. It says Over the Horizon, so I don't know what that means. No background music today. Remember I told you, KJ, this is a brand new thing, so we'll see what happens. I need an assistant. KJ, you are correct, and I am going to get out of here as soon as I figure out how to get off this phone. But thank you for listening today, everybody, and take it easy.